What do you make of the field in men's javelin?
I think it's a terrific field. I mean, this is a world championship. You're not going to get a weak field. And looking at the entire world championship till now, you had many surprise results. And so I think everybody's expected results for India. I mean, it will be wonderful if Neeraj again wins. I mean, he's the reigning world champion, and if he retains his crown, there's nothing better than that. But when you look at Anderson, when you look at Weber, when you look at Arshad, these are guys who are big champions, and when they come there, they understand the opportunity out there for each of them. And I think the competition is, in that sense, one of the biggest competitions that Neeraj has ever faced, which is everybody knows that the doors are open. This is an open tournament, this is an open championship, and for the first time, you probably cannot predict a winner here.
Neeraj and Arshad are set to compete against one another for the first time since the Olympic year. Are they going to headline the event?
Well, they're anyway going to headline the event. Whatever happened in Paris, the gold and the silver, and it's the India versus Pakistan, which is anyway hyped up. So the headlining actually doesn't require headlining in that sense. I mean, both of them will be there, and the entire crowd, the whole 60,000, 58,000 that's going to pack in for the final. And we all hope that Neeraj, Arshad, Weber, you need a big competition out there. So all the big guys should actually qualify and get into the final. And if the final happens the way we are thinking it might happen, I think you're going to get a headlining event. You're going to get Neeraj up there, who's understood what Nadeem is all about. And Nadeem anyway will have decent coaching about Neeraj, and so would Weber. So I think it's going to be a great event.
So you reckon the Asia Cup handshake row will spill over to Neeraj and Arshad in Tokyo?
Well, let's hope not. The track and field world championship is a massively pure event for track and field. And I think creating a cesspool of jingoism really doesn't work. And for a person like me who's come here and who's been to most major track and field championships, I go there for the purity. And I just hope that sport doesn't divide and it brings people together. And that's what happens across the world. And I really believe and I really hope nothing of that sort happens here. And we get a great competition. We get Neeraj winning the competition. But at the end of the day, you can't predict a podium. But let's hope for an exciting and thrilling contest.
Can we say that this is the first time in a major tournament that Neeraj is not heading in as the favorite for the competition?
Well, let's put it this way, that none of them are favorites. When you come into a world championship, you please understand what happened in the 10K here. The favorites didn't win. What happened with Bakali? The favorite didn't win. So, when you come in here, it's not the favorite tag. It's who is going to score at that particular opportunity, who handles pressure the best. And I do believe that consistency also comes into a major factor. It becomes a major factor. Neeraj has been one of the most consistent throwers of all time. Maybe the 90 plus doesn't happen all the time like mostly it happens. But let's put it in a way that if Neeraj is consistent with the 89, 90, 91 areas, I think you're going to have a big championship on your hand, and you might just end up with Neeraj winning it.
The last time he competed in Tokyo, Neeraj won the gold medal for India in the Olympic year. Will that give him a mental edge?
Of course it will. When you come into the stadium, you feel that, okay, this is home. This is where I actually made a name. This is where I got my first Olympic gold medal. But there is an opposite side to it also. When Bakali came here for the 3,000 meter steeplechase yesterday, he had won already in Tokyo. That gold medal was his. He would have probably felt familiar. And in the end, he was beaten on the tape. 0.07 seconds were the difference. Let's hope those differences don't come when Neeraj is competing and Neeraj actually takes in the crowd, and he's one of those champions who actually takes a lot of energy from the fans. And when 60,000 people are crammed in here, and maybe even with the weather and all, the way we have been looking at the weather, it's hot, it's humid, it's steamy, and I think the competition will actually become as steamy as the weather here.
Will it be 1-1 for Neeraj in qualification?
I think so. I think most of the big guys probably just use just one throw, and really doesn't go into the second one. So let's hope, that all of them cruise through the qualifying. Qualifying, usually people say it's very hard, it's very tough. But for the big guys who understand what a final is all about, I think it should be an easy one.
Can Nadeem come up with another big throw into it?
I think everybody can come up with a big throw, because 91 out here, a 90 plus out here can be a very big throw. I think sometimes even 89 plus can be a very big throw. Please understand, the palms are going to be sweaty. It's going to be humid. It's not going to be easy. This is not Europe where you get a firm grip. There's going to be sweat on your palms, and anybody who can handle the weather out there is the one who's going to last. And let's hope the Indians are the ones who handle the weather better. Chopra is the man who handles the weather better, and we have him again coming back with a world championship gold.
So, are you in a manner of speaking saying that Julian Weber, the world leader this year, is not really the favorite to win the gold after having won the title?
As I said, nobody is the favorite in a world championship. Please understand that when you come to a world championship, you come with expectations of being on top of the podium. And for that, you can be rational sometimes. Sometimes most athletes are not going all out. They are looking at what their weaknesses are and what their strengths are. And that's what the balance is. The balance is not in about going all out, and trying for a 94, 93, 91 plus and then ending up with 88. You got to be consistent with your throws. And I think Chopra has the edge there.
And can all four Indians make it to the final, like three of them did in Budapest?
Well, in Budapest, nobody expected more than two, but yeah, DP went in, Kishore went in, and that was not only a surprise, it was thrilling to see three Indians out there. Javelin will be brilliant for India if all the four go in. Even that's what I believe. But it's going to be tough for the rest. Yashvir, it's going to be tough, but you never know. Yashvir might come up with a 84, 85. So, and with four of them out there, just imagine how much of motivation that javelin as a sport will get in our country.
And the final question is, I know you've spoken a bit about the conditions in Tokyo, but let us know if you think it is conducive to good.
It's conducive to good throws if you understand the weather, and most of the runs that have happened here, and I'm talking especially of the long distances where athletes have understood what they're doing. The 10K was the slowest in world championship history. The javelin doesn't push itself towards, being 86, 87, 88, but anybody who can probably take in that weather, understand the humidity factors, I think is the one who will probably cruise through. Anything above 90 could be a winning throw here.
Thank you so much, Nadeem.
Thank you. This is Sandeep Mishra at the World Championships in Tokyo for India today.